It was Groundhog Day early this week. What I want to do is recommend you some time loop movies that aren't Groundhog's Day. And the best thing, each of these movies is an hour and 40 minutes long at the longest, so it won't waste your time. First one is When We First Met. Now, Noah has an unrequited love for his friend Avery. He ends up going to her engagement party, however, gets a little bit drunk, ends up using a photo booth at a bar that he goes to afterwards, and turns out that the photo booth is also a time machine. He then proceeds to use the time machine to try and win Avery's heart. However, it's not that easy, and each time he tries, something goes wrong. The movie is entertaining, it's funny. If you've seen Adam Devine in things like Pitch Perfect, where he played Thumper, you get his style of comedy. So the ending made me smile and feel like I'd had a great hour and a half. Second movie I want to recommend is really, I think, the spiritual successor to Groundhog's Day, which is Palm Springs. Got Andy Samberg and Kristen Milotti as Niles and Sarah, two people in a time loop. The day they happen to be reliving is Sarah's sister's wedding. And what we find is that they both continue to live the same day, but they do it with originally a sense of nothing matters, so they make ridiculous and very funny decisions, eventually getting to the point where they want to escape the loop, but they don't know how. It's very Groundhog Day, and it's very entertaining. It's got Andy Samberg's comedic chops. You know what to expect from his kind of ridiculous comedy, and a great watch for that hour and a half. And finally, The Map of Tiny Perfect Things. More of an indie-style film, kind of a rom-com, kind of a sci-fi. We have Catherine Newton and Carl Allen as Margaret and Mark, two teenagers caught in a time loop, and again, they decide to do the fun things, but they also then decide to do something a bit more meaningful and find all of the tiny, perfect, beautiful things in their town. Mark, being a teenager, he wants to get out of the loop and live his life and grow up. However, you find that Margaret doesn't necessarily want to, and it's about discovering Mark's views of the world and discovering why Margaret doesn't necessarily want to leave the time loop. I think this is really a love story. It's not just about the romantic love between the main pairing, but I think it's their love for their family, their love for their friends, the people around them, and just enjoying and loving life. A really touching, enjoyable movie. Again, about an hour and 40 minutes long, hour and 40 minutes well spent. So those are my favourite time loop movies at the moment. What do you think of these movies, and have you got any more that you'd like to recommend to me?